then obviously we know he picks Laurel, and Laurel is just happy. She's just like, oh my god, the trash picked me. Oh my god. I'm so relieved. Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. Hello if you're new. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island USA Season 2, Episode 29. I hope everybody is doing as well as can be, and I really do hope everybody is being as proactive as possible in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you're still on the lookout for some resources, I've linked some in the description. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on my commentary. I'm always up for a chat, I'm always up for debate. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. No hard feelings. So yeah, Team Mess. Today's episode wasn't as juicy as yesterday's episode. But there was a little bit of juice. There's a little bit of crisp water. So yeah, let's talk about it. Yes, I'm early today, guys. I finally found a live link that was consistent. So yes, we've got some early content today. We're a bit earlier than usual. Hopefully I can get this up soon, like I don't fall asleep while I'm editing, because it's currently 3 a.m. right now. The dedication, guys, the dedication. We love to see it. But yeah, let's just get into the mess, shall we? So, basically, this episode, the cult of Carrington's water waste saga continues. And as I suspected, Laura is just being a stupid bitch out here. And I kind of knew that she was going to try and grasp at this relationship and hope that he picked her. And it's just very sad and unfortunate to see. I would not advise this behavior, ladies. So, Kirsten is now switching up, and she's basically hyping her up and saying, you know, she's a nice girl and how, you know, she shouldn't rule herself out and that Carrington would be stupid not to pick her. And I'm just confused, like, because this has turned to a bitching session to a hyping up session, and it's just like she's in a confessional like, yeah, it's difficult for me, but like me being happy for them and hyping up Laurel like makes me realize what a good person I am, something along those lines. You know that kind of self-righteous stuff, like, you know, kumbaya shit, you know that shit, girls helping girls or whatever. But it's just like, I'm not sure if that's genuine, because I'm sorry, it's just a bit strange to me. It's a bit strange, like, because I don't know, it's just a bit strange to me how she could be hyping up and be so happy for this girl who is the object of the guy that she's still hung up on affection. Like, I don't understand how hard she's going for it. And the fact that she saying, oh, I'm doing this, look at me, I'm such a nice person, is just making it a bit more suspicious. And it's just kind of like, why are you even hyping up her to be with this trash guy? Like, if you truly cared about her, you would tell her, look, this bullshit is going to continue to happen, so just couple up with Bennett. You have options in this house, or an option now. Seems like Calvin is closed off and he's latching on to Maura now, being smart about that. But she could have gone and seen what Bennett was saying, and Kirsten could have advised that. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe even now, I'm even just clocking that possibly she was pushing Laurel to try and reconcile with Carrington, and then kind of hoping that Bennett would pick her for a friendship couple. Maybe that could have been an ulterior motive, but I've got to hear it from you guys. Are you buying this, Kirsten, I'm supportive of my ex's new thing who might get dumped, so I want them to get back together act? Are you buying it, guys? Are you buying it? For me, I don't know. I don't completely buy it. I don't. And possibly she knew she was going, so maybe she's just trying to, you know, sweep up the image before she goes, innit? That's what I'm kind of thinking, because it's just a bit dodgy to me. I mean, from what I've seen from Kirsten, she doesn't really seem like the humanitarian type to me. So, yeah, I'm not really buying it. but I'd be interested to hear from you guys. So Carrington is basically just being a little bitch about it, just being Carrington, basically, classic Carrington, when he is the object of all of these women's affection, you know, it goes to his head. And he's basically saying that, yeah, Laurel has a right to be upset. Yes, he's the bad guy, but she should be the one coming up to him and trying to sort it out, because her not doing that is putting him off her. And it's just very weird to me. It's just very weird. And it's just like ill. Like, the stench of trash is just so strong. Honestly, I don't understand who would want to be with this guy. I really don't. And then after that, he's going to Bennett and saying that, oh, he gives him his blessing to talk to Laken. And it's just like, okay, this is a bit strange. You kind of see this a lot in other versions of Love Island, this whole men talking to each other saying, yeah, it's alright for you to talk to my girl or whatever, or the girl that I'm talking to. But it's like, babe, you're coupled up with Laurel, and Laken is effectively your side bitch, potential main bitch in waiting. But you're out here saying, oh yeah, you can speak to her. Like, this is just so weird to me. This is just so weird. And it just feels like the confidence has got to his head. And, you know, he thinks of himself as a alpha male. He literally does think of himself as an alpha male. And he thinks that this is the way that alpha males are meant to behave. But it's just giving me, you know, fake alpha male vibes, beta vibes, to be honest. But anyway, it's very clear that this man needs help and he's a bit of a weirdo. And then obviously we see Julia. So the aliens have returned Julia. So I'm kind of thinking maybe she was missing because she was having a sick day or whatever. Possibly. But yeah, the aliens have returned Julia temporarily. And then we see the little prank challenge, and it's the girls' turn this year, I'm guessing. And I guess key things was, it's so obvious that the producers helped Johnny blow up that inflatable thing, because, you know, I think there's a difference between, you can tell when something's been blown up by a pump, and you can tell when something's been blown up by the mouth. And it was just way too filled up for that to just have been Johnny's mouth. So he clearly used half a pump, or the producers gave him a pump. So it was just a bit cheeky. And then everyone's acting like, oh my god, he blew it up all by himself. Like, you guys are such bad actors. Anyway, Laura was obviously not Laura. Laken prank was to cuddle someone in a bed, and she chose Carrington. And you could just see Laura's face just press up. Like, I was just like, girl, fix your face, babe. Fix your face. Like, I understand, you know, you're feeling a bit hot, but you got to fix your face. You can't let people see you slipping out here, girl. So, let me see a bit more J-Lib content. It's just a little bit, but they kind of talk about their upbringings. Surprisingly, we don't really get any dedicated jelly content. What are we thinking about that, guys? What are we guys thinking about that? Do you think they've heard us? What do you guys think? Because I thought that was very interesting that there was absolutely no dedicated jelly footage. What are you guys thinking? So then the text comes through, and obviously it's a recoupling, the last recoupling, and there's going to be a dumping. And obviously we see Kirsten basically, I feel like Kirsten really didn't want to go. I feel like she was just out here enjoying her holiday. Obviously she's hung up on Carrington. She's not really checking for anyone, but she was enjoying her holiday. She definitely would have accepted a friendship couple coming into the final if that was an option. But at the same time, I'm kind of just like, what were you expecting, sis? Like, you literally burnt every bridge. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, when people are just like, you know, I'm going to be honest and stuff like that. I kind of feel like you took a risk with Carrington. Okay, cool. That didn't work out. I don't understand why she can't fake a relationship for a week. I don't understand why she couldn't do that, to be honest. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you respect that Kirsten was being real, or do you feel like she just should have faked it with Bennett for a week until it was over? Let me guys know what you think. Bennett is doing his little tour. So he's talking to Laken. He seems quite interested in her. I don't think there's any kind of spark there, but it's kind of a thing where there's limited options in the house. But I think he was kind of a bit wary that, you know, Carrington that Carrington perhaps could be a problem, or that she was into Carrington more. But when he's talking to Julia, you can just tell that he's just distinctively not interested at all. He's very formal. He keeps saying, you know, he hasn't really made his mind up. He's not really 100% sure who he's going to pick yet. But he wasn't kind of using that language with Laken. So that kind of made me believe if Carrington didn't pick Laken, that he would. And depending on what the order was, he would pick Laken. But I thought possibly he could pick Julia as a backup. I didn't think he would want to do a friendship thing with Kirsten. I think maybe when Kirsten called him out on the whole jealousy thing, it kind of hurt his ego a bit. So I don't think he would have been open to a friendship couple, because really and truly, he didn't have a connection with any of these two new girls anyway. But what do you guys think? Why do you think he just ruled Kirsten out? Did he think he could at least, you know, have a cuddle or kiss with these new girls? You know, at least maybe, because obviously it would have just been purely friendship with Kirsten. I don't think Kirsten would have given him anything, you know? So maybe that's why, actually, yeah. At least he can get a little cuddle, a little kiss, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, you know? Actually, now. Okay, Bennett, you know, everybody has needs. Then we see Laurel and Carrington speak, and she's just giving them that, oh, she wants him, but she wants him to be happy. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It's a very sorry sight to see. And personally, I never really rated Laurel to begin with. Like you guys know, I never really rated the girl. But this is just very sad to see. And it just kind of seems like she's laid her bed of embarrassment. I really do hope she's just kind of using Carrington to get another few days in there, and not expecting anything of this relationship when they come out. Because let me tell you, sis, he's not gonna come visit you in Alabama, and he's just gonna be out here living his best life. To be honest, I mean, he's probably gonna have a lot of attention coming out of the show, realistically. So yeah, I just hope this was actually a calculated and smart decision to stay in the house as long as she can. I can respect that. But if this is like, she generally is like falling for this trash ass guy, it's unfortunate. So, but at this point, I kind of actually did think Carrington was going to leave her, because he's talking about how he's confused. And I was just kind of thinking, he's probably thinking there isn't really much incentive to stay with Laurel. Like I said in my prior podcast, he looks bored when they're talking. They're not a strong couple. The public is not here for them, or the public just simply is not checking for them. So I was kind of thinking he was going to pick Laken, because at least he's going to be able to, at least she's new kind of thing. So there's a little bit more excitement there. Like I said, I really don't think that there's anything special about this new connection that he's found with Laken. It's just maybe slightly a bit more exciting than Laurel. So that's why I was kind of thinking he was going to go for that. And then we have the recoupling ceremony. First off, we have Calvin. We know he's picking Maura. It was a nice little speech that he gave. Johnny, of course, we know he's picking Sally. Then we have Caleb, and we know he's picking Queen Justine. He said Queen Justine. We love to see it. We love to see it. I did smile when he said Queen Justine. And then we have Carrington. Personally, I think it would have been a bit more dramatic if he was last, to be honest, considering it would have been... No. I think that was a good choice, actually. No. Yeah. Okay. Scrap that. But yeah, next up it was Carrington. And of course the trash never sleeps, because he's in his speech, he's just talking about how, you know, sometimes he has to break people's hearts and he's a heartbreaker. All that fucking bullshit, yeah. And at this point I was kind of thinking he was going to pick Laken. Then he starts talking about... he's picking this girl because she's always putting me before them and she's such a nice person, all of that. And then I was kind of thinking, okay, well, he's not picking Laken. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of was thinking that he could just pick Kirsten. I mean, that would have been an absolute curveball. And I was kind of anticipating that drama. I was like, is he going to pick Kirsten? Because obviously Kirsten's been putting on this Mother Teresa act. And I was thinking possibly, and I feel like even in her eyes, she was kind of just low-key hoping. But obviously when he started talking about like, this person is always putting other people before them, you could just see Laken's face drop. Like, she's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've been played out here. I've been made to look like a fool. Sorry about it, Laken. Sorry about it. She really thought she was that bitch. It's unfortunate. So, then obviously we know he picks Laurel, and Laurel is just happy. She's just like, oh my god, the trash picked me. Oh my god. I'm so relieved. So obviously Laurel, she's happy to be with her trash. So, we've just got to accept it. I wanted her to give herself a class. She didn't want to give herself a class. What can we do in it? I mean, like I said, I'm not really checking for that girl. Now, next we have Bennett. And I think it was very clear that he was going to pick Laken. I was kind of thinking maybe he might pick Kirsten as a friendship couple. But at the same time, Kirsten was talking about a friendship couple, but she never really approached Bennett to say, why don't we just be a friendship couple? So I think maybe she just didn't want to look like a game player. That's why I kind of feel like this whole episode was a bit of, media image control before, if she was to go, to be honest. And yeah, that was the recoupling done. So obviously we see the exit video. Obviously we see people say their goodbyes. It's a bit emotional. Obviously Kirsten is basically an OG. And obviously she's gone. She's still declaring herself to Carrington. It's a bit of a mess. But yeah, she was a staple character. She did give us some scenes. She did give us some good TV. But I think her downfall was definitely the Carrington waterways curse and being a member of the cult of Carrington. I think that's when her downfall was. I personally just think she should have faked it with whoever was next, to be honest. And then obviously we have the Hideaway vote. And if I could vote, then I would have voted for J-Lo, obviously. But I think for the final, I'm definitely gonna get a VPN of some sort so I can vote for them. And then tomorrow, obviously we're going to see the result. But I'm assuming that J-Lib is going to get it. I mean, I'd be very surprised if the Jelly Stands came out in droves and they won that night in a Hideaway. But it'd be interesting if they did. If they did manage to do it. Because like I said, these Jelly Stands are quiet. They are quiet. They don't want to publicly say, yes, we are supporting the struggle, love. So I guess we'll see, but I reckon J-Lib's going to win the Hideaway. And then obviously we see a first look and it looks like there is going to be some conflict between Laken and Carrington. She's calling him an actor. So she's very offended that she hasn't been picked. But girl, I mean, what did you expect, honey? I mean, that is definitely your bad, sis. And you've really got no one but yourself to blame for looking stupid out here, girl. But I do think Carrington has lost a member of his cult. I think, possibly. But I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. Do you think Carrington is now going to be like loyal to Laurel, or do you feel like maybe he'd still try and see what Laken is saying, and would Laken allow that? I don't know. I really don't put anything past Carrington, to be honest. In the first look, we also see that we're going to have some more J-Lib content, and it looks like Caleb and possibly Justine as well are going to drop the L-bomb. They're going to declare their love for each other. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think the J-Lib edit is improving. It is improving, and we're going to get some more J-Lib content. So are you guys excited? Are you guys optimistic about their edit tomorrow? Or are you still a bit skeptical? I'd be interested to hear from you guys. Um, I even forgot about Julia. I'm sorry, she just didn't really make an impression. But obviously, we did see an exit interview from Julia, but it's just like another lazy person. It's another lazy new person. I get she was abducted by aliens, so that's why we didn't see her for a day. But it's just like when the aliens dropped you back in the villa, you should have been a bit more aggressive, girl. Because I feel like she definitely could have swayed Bennett. You know, she definitely could have swayed Bennett, you know, twinkled your hair, you know. She definitely could have swayed Bennett if she was just a bit more aggressive, a bit more flirty, you know, using the feminine energy. But where was it, babe? Where was it? So I just feel like she wasn't a serious candidate. But, you know, good luck to her. Good luck to her. But I do think we're probably going to forget her by tomorrow. So yeah, that's basically the roundup of today's episode. What did you guys think about it? Did it satisfy you? Team Mess, did it satisfy you? I was a little bit unsatisfied, but you know, I'll take it. But yeah, I just feel like it's just gonna be no, but tomorrow we're gonna have some drama with Carrington and Laken in it. Yeah, well, the next episode. So that's gonna be, that could potentially be good. That could potentially be good. But yeah, do let me know what you thought of my commentary as always. Let me know what you thought of this episode. What do you guys think about this whole Cult of Carrington situation? What are we thinking about Laurel taking him back? Do you think it was smart for Laurel to take him back, or do you feel like she could have tried to make it work with Bennett, pursued Bennett? What do you guys think of Kirsten leaving? Why do you think she left? Do you think she should have been a bit more proactive in making sure that she stayed? Do you think she should have potentially faked it with Bennett? What do you guys think of the JLib edit now and the lack of jelly content? And yeah, do you think Laken is definitely going to let Carrington have it, or do you feel like she still kind of wants to see what he's saying? Do you think that is over now, Laken and Carrington? I'd be interested to hear from you guys. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you have, don't forget to put that notification bell on so you know when the next podcast is dropping. I'm also trying to get to 1.8k subscribers. I'm almost there, so I'd appreciate if you help me out with that goal. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed already. Till next time, guys. Bye.